What is up? It is time to draft a new set. Welcome to another MTG School Bus draft. I'm very excited to start playing a new set, play Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, D&D based set that just was released today. I've had a chance to look at the spoilers, but not a chance to draft yet. So this is going to be a fresh experience and is going to have probably a bunch of ups and downs and a bunch of bumps and a bunch of reading as we draft. So I'll probably make a ton of mistakes, and that is the best way to learn, I think. Let's just throw right into the fire. Sharon is on the bus. Beepity beep beep beep. This set is a little different than Strixhaven. No, it's a lot different than Strixhaven. We can draft any of the 10 color combinations here and be pretty confident we're going to have a good deck. I mean, once, within reason. So, ooh, wow, okay. So I didn't even get to read this in the preview, but paying 8 mana and saying whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, they lose the game is somewhat interesting. It gets our creature +2/+0 and Death Touch, but it requires a lot of black mana to invest. That's an interesting one, and I think we might pick this Vorpal Sword. But let's look at what else there is. There's one of these new class enchantments that you level up as you go and get the benefits. There's a blue dragon, one of the uncommon dragons that's all over the place. Looks like we got some other value creatures. There's also a premium removal spell here in Grim Bounty. But this sword looks too fun not to take. I'm going to take this sword. The 8 mana ability we might not activate very often, but even giving +2/+0 and Death Touch for an equip of just two black is pretty good. So if we're heavy enough black to play this will be a good card. All right, let's see what Pack 2 has here. So I think in this set we're going to be looking for some decent removal early. There's not a lot of decent removal in this format, I think, and I want to find that early and then settle into finding some creatures. The creatures seem a little underpowered, although the 2-drops seem decently good in this format. So I see we have Magic Missile here, which is pretty solid. Getting to deal 3 damage divided as you choose is okay. I know it costs double red and it's a sorcery, but this is a solid removal card, and I think it's better than anything else in this pack right now. There's also the Wizard class here, which is really good value, but I don't know if if the format is slow enough for this yet. So just going to take some removal. Always good to have removal, and we'll see how the rest of these packs shape up here. All right, Burning Hands, another good red removal spell, dealing 2 damage to a creature, and then if it's green, it actually deals 6 damage instead, which helps deal with the larger creatures that red normally has trouble with. Have some okay white creatures. Hey there, Greg. How are you? Yeah, I need some help, buddy. We are brand new to this set and brand new to all of it, and there's a lot of stuff to read here. I'm not sure how to value this plate armor card. It seems like it does quite a bit for the cost, but an equip cost of 3 is pretty high, so I think we're going to go with Burning Hands here. Oh, Stacy. Oh, hello, Stacy. Pack 3 here. I'm gonna do a bunch of reading here and see what's good, but I think we've run out of. There's no more good removal spells. You can see there's not any multicolor cards. This pack is pretty devoid of signals of what could be open. The best card in this pack is maybe this Scion, which has flash and can potentially tap a creature or keep it locked down for a bit. But I don't know. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else in this pack. this leather armor is too, it doesn't do enough, I don't think, to warrant it. The one uncommon, the Blink Dog, is not very good, I don't think. So I'm going to pick the Scion here. And I realize that we've kind of moved away from black, or black doesn't seem to be open for us for this rare we pick first, but you know, I think it's better to draft what's open to you rather than try and force something, especially this early in a set. Okay, so Cave of the Frost Dragon, this is a cycle of rares that turn into creatures with a certain mana cost, and they're all different. I like this one, the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Turning into a 3/4 flyer later in the game is really solid, and I'm kind of surprised to see it here still. I don't know if it's a signal for white, but I think I'm going to pick it. The other stuff in this pack that's worth mentioning is this You Come to a River card has one of the Choose Your Own Adventure cards, which I really like. It either bounces a permanent or makes something unblockable, which is pretty cool. We'll look for some of those for options later. Alright, so in this pack we have Divine Smite. This isn't very good unless you're playing against black. I like this one though, Minimus Containment. It makes any non-land permanent into a treasure token. So it is removal, and while it does help fix your opponent's mana or ramp them, having 3 mana removal for any non-land permanent is pretty solid. I think that's quite good. And the Ginny Windseer, that sounds weird, is also pretty good. Getting the Scry on a 3/3 flyer for 4 is really solid. I think we'll pick the removal spell here though, and maybe these 2 white cards in a row are kind of a signal. No white cards in this pack though. We have some pretty lackluster cards, honestly. The only creature in here that's any good really is this Vampire Spawn. I don't think I like the Pixie Guide unless we're really into the dice rolling deck. The blue and red deck is a dice rolling deck and has benefits every time you roll a dice. But a 1/3 flyer for 2 normally doesn't do a whole lot in limited. It's okay, but not amazing. I'm gonna pick the Vampire Spawn here. This has some synergies in a couple of decks, and maybe lets us play the Vorpal Sword if we do get into black. Okay, Feign Death is kind of like what was the one that gave Death Touch and brought it back in the last set, but it doesn't give Death Touch, so this is a much weaker version of a card that brings back a creature when it dies. I don't really like it here. Yeah, thank you. Infused with Vitality, good one there, Grego. Find the Path is an interesting ramp card, but I haven't seen enough green in this pack. Oops, I didn't even get to pick something here, but this is what I would have picked. Spiked Pit Trap is removal. It deals 5 damage or deals 5 damage and creates a treasure token, so not bad value there. All right. Pack Tactics, this is the good red and green ability, where if you attack with power 6 or greater, they get an ability. I think this card's really solid, and I'm actually going to pick this here. There is an elemental that bounces a creature, but this card is really solid. It already gives you 3 of the 6 power you need, and when it attacks, it gets First Strike. Having a 3/1 First Strike is pretty solid from your 2-drop. And here we have a late game Mana Sink in black. We have a Rapier, which isn't very good in my opinion. And we have an okay 5-drop. I'm going to pick the 5-drop here in red, because I think red is still our best color now, coming late into this pack. And I'm going to pick a white 2-drop. I don't think I want to pick Plate Armor. Well, maybe I do want to pick Plate Armor. How good is this? Okay, we'll pick a 2-drop here. We kind of our best cards are looking like they're red and white, which is the equipment-based deck in this set. So I will pick a Leather Armor late like that just in case. Not that I think we'll play it, but at this point I don't know if we're really in any color. I think likely we're. This is an okay card too, but not amazing. I think we're likely in red and white as the best color combination. Anyway, let's look at the cards here. So I'm just going to talk a minute about this rare. it mills the opponent for a lot, like up to a mana value of 20 from your opponent. It's going to average about 13 to 15 cards that it mills, but there's not a lot of mill in this set. So I don't think this is a good way to win the game unless you're a very slow controlling deck, which we are not right now. So let's see here. Lurking Roper is a really good green card, but like I said, we didn't really see a whole lot of green in that first pack. And Spoils the Hunt is a good green removal. I'm going to go with Grim Wanderer here, which is pretty cool. You can only cast it if a creature died, but it has flash, so you can do it on your opponent's turn. And it's a 2-mana creature for a 5/3, which is that's really aggressively costed. So I think this is going to be better than, or pretty good. I think it's going to be better than it looks offhand, being that you can't cast it on turn 2. Okay, let's see what's in this pack. We have Keen-Eared Sentry. Each opponent can't venture into a dungeon more than once each turn. Okay, that doesn't seem that great. It is a 2-drop. The Mind Sorcerer, you get to put cards on top of your library or into the hand, the instants or sorceries. That's okay. Some Pegasus that makes you fly. Yeah, not a whole lot. That's really better than this Dragonfire, which deals 3 damage, and if you reveal a dragon, it deals more damage, equal to the dragon's power. So we'll pick that as a removal spell. Let's see here. What do we got? Another kind of dragon-based card here, Dragon's Disciple. We have this Wish card. You can play cards from outside the game, but it's adding 3 to the cost of something outside the game doesn't really seem all that great, in limited. So Meet in a Tavern is a good way to draw a bunch of cards. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing really amazing in this pack that really pulls me one way or another. We don't have a dragon. This Dragon's Disciple is not going to be a 2/4 very often. I think I'm actually just going to pick this +2 Mace. It's not great by any means, but if we do end up in the white and red in our equipment deck, this is going to be a good card for us. And speaking of which, we do have a one of the multicolored class cards here, Fighter Class. Yeah, that's right, Gregor. If it was good outside the game, you would put it in your deck. So you'd just be there to get like a sideboard card, I guess, like a Plummet or something. Anyway, Fighter Class here is the multicolored class card. This really helps with equipment. It doesn't add a ton of value right away. It gets you an equipment card, but you have to level it up to make things cheaper. But I think this is going to be solid in the red and white deck. We're going to take it here over, a creature like this Cleric. And now here's a multicolor class card that's really bad. This red and green one only deals with legendary creatures. You're not going to have enough of those in draft to work with. So this is one that you can ignore, the Bard class, which is what most people do with Bards anyway. They're loud and showy, but they don't actually do a whole lot. I'm gonna pick a creature here. There's some interesting stuff with like Delver's Torch that helps you venture into the dungeon every time you attack, but this creature that gets to draw you a card, it's a body, gains you a life. I think that's more solid for our deck. Oh, interesting. So this guy is not amazing as a 5-drop. He's a 7/3, which is very vulnerable to removal and to being blocked and traded with. And when he is dealt damage, you do get some value. You get to venture into the dungeons. So, but I don't know if that's what we're gonna pick here. Let's quickly go through everything else. Yeah, actually, maybe that is what we're gonna pick. Let's get that. Homer. What, with the Bards? I don't understand, Sharon. There's a lot of capitals there, though. I can tell you're upset about something. Don't really know what, though. I just knocked over my phone. All right, I think I'm just gonna. This is a pretty good card here in white. I'm gonna pick this creature though. This 3-drop's really good. Or pretty good at getting some power. Ooh, and we get another one of these Hobgoblin Captains to to give us a nice curve at 2 here. What else do we have here? It does look like black is somewhat open this direction, but given that we didn't see a lot of black in the first pack, I think we're probably going to lean more towards white. All right. Wow, I'm surprised this is here. This spoils the hunt. It's like a rabid bite, but it also gives you +1/+0 for treasures. It's instant speed too. That's really good. I'm not gonna pick it here though because we're not even close to green. I'm just gonna pick a creature, even though it's in black and we probably won't play it. But let's see, what else do we got here? We got Inspiring Bard, some green cards that we're not going to play, and we got a couple of white cards. I don't know how good this half-elf monk is with vigilance that taps things, but I think it's better than the other 2 creatures in that pack. I'm not going to pick this dragon card. I still don't think it's worth it, and we're going to pick a Jaded Sellsword here. This guy, he's not very good. He's just a 4/3 for 4 most of the time, but if you do have a treasure, he gets first strike and haste, which is not a bad bonus for sure. And yeah, we'll pick this guy. This guy is actually, I've never seen this guy before. I didn't read this before, but getting to venture in the dungeon when he enters the battlefield is decent value. So, and let's pick a 6-drop just to top off our curve. It's not amazing making players sacrifice permanents in limited, but it's some value. And he has a 6/6 for 6. Sometimes you just need one of those. Interesting. Okay. So this guy, the Archlich, he's okay. He says you have to have completed the Tomb of Annihilation dungeon for him to come into play untapped, or to stay in play. Sorry, and he ventures into play every time. I don't think it's worth it for us to branch into black for that, but somebody else might be pretty happy with that card to venture through. This Battlecry Goblin, though, I think is going to be our pick. There's enough goblins in this, like these guys, that he's going to pump a bunch of our creatures, and the back tactics is going to trigger, and we're going to create a bunch of goblin tokens. So, yeah, we got some goblins going on, Grego. Your favorite, hey? Oh, interesting. This Dragon Turtle is an interesting rare. I don't think we're going to spend time on it right now. I got to kind of read the rest of this stuff to see what happens, or what's happening in our draft. It does look like black is fairly open, actually, this direction. There's a removal spell, an enchantment or a removal spell here, and there's a good flash guy here as well. And there's some good blue stuff, but I think I'm gonna take this removal spell, this aura. We won't complete a dungeon, so it's just 3 mana for a -2/2, which is maybe a little underpowered, but I think that was still the right pick there. Maybe the flash guy. Now that I read this, we're not going to finish a dungeon in this deck. We don't have enough venture cards. All right, what else do we got in here? We got some skeletons that clatter. We got a horde robber. A ghoul that sacrifices creatures. Let's see here. What are we gonna do? I think maybe we'll pick the clattering skeletons as a 4-drop slot card. We have a ton of creatures actually. Even if we're in red and black, we have a ton of creatures. I really hope we get some good spells here. Here we go. Here's some good spells. Here's a good removal spell. This is a premium card in the draft, and I'm glad it's here. It means that we kind of are making the right choice going into red and black. Even though it sucks that we give up one of these, there's only so many decks that'll want the Grim Wanderer. I hope maybe we get one of them back to us. There's a small possibility. Probably not from this pack since there'll only be 3 cards left, but let's take the Grim Bounty here. This Smith only really works with artifact cards, not something we're interested in. It's a little late to do anything in blue, obviously. We have a Hexblade that works with treasure tokens. I don't think we need this. We have enough good 2-drops already. I think we're going to pick another Hobgoblin Captain here. This Plundering Barbarian seems okay as a one of, but just not powerful enough to pick. I think the Hobgoblin Captain, these guys are going to work really well in tandem as well, where two of them will trigger the 6 power requirement on their own and get to give them both first strike. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Looks like actually blue too. Blue was quite open this direction. Maybe black or blue could have been our second color this way, but kind of odd how this has turned out. I think here we're just going to pick this 3/5. I don't think the Potion of Healing drawing a card is good enough, and I think we're more into the black and red deck. This is cast your second spell every turn. You put a 1/1 counter on it. That's not amazing. This looks like removal, but it's only things with mana value 2 or less, so the Portable Hole is not amazing. But nothing else in this pack is really amazing either. I'm going to take this Priest. It's kind of a crappy last couple picks we've had here, actually. Ooh, but this will help. This is one of the better, or one of a good dual card, I think. You either get 2 1/1 red creatures when you need them, or you get to pump your creatures for +2/+0 when you don't need the creatures, when you already have a board. I think this is going to help us finish off our opponents, so we're going to take that. And we're, oh man, Planar Ally is still here this late. This is kind of crazy. I'm very surprised this is here, but I think our black is good enough, and we're going to play this Vorpal Sword as well, so that makes it better. I'm going to take the Thieves' Tools here as another way to get our creatures through later in the game if we end up playing it. Yeah, and we can take an aggressive 5/3 for 4. Hey, that's not the worst. I know it says it attacks every combat. Oh, it says or blocks every combat. Maybe that's not the best card. Anyway, we picked it. Not a big deal. 50 feet of rope. This doesn't seem like what we want, but there's not really a whole lot else, unless we pick another goblin here. And Feign Death also doesn't seem amazing, but is it better than this other 2-drop? No, let's pick the 2-drop here. I'd rather have the option of another 2-drop, I think, just in case we go really heavy on the 2-drop slot. Okay, so I think we are into black and red, as Grego has pointed out. So we'll have to cut the fighter class there. And this Cave of the Frost Dragon, sadly, we'll cut this as well. And we have a ton of creatures. We're at 18 creatures, which I think is pretty high, even for this format. We will likely cut one of these 1-drops are not amazing. Dealing 1 damage to a creature that's blocking it is not a huge effect. And I don't think we have enough goblin centric cards. Like we have Battlecry Goblin, but that's about it. The rest of the cards in here are kind of standalone. So I think those are 2 easy cuts. Fate's Reversal, getting to return a creature and venturing once. There's 3 different dungeons that you can venture in this format, and they each have varying levels of abilities. And I think the one that we'd be going for, it would really only scry 1. So this Lost Mine of Phandelver is kind of what we'll go for in this deck, probably, since we don't have a lot of ways to venture. So you get to scry, you get to create a 1/1, and then put a 1/1 counter on a creature and draw a card. That's, I think, the main path that you take through this dungeon. So these cards, you can kind of value venture as like half a card every time you venture, I'd say. So Fate's Reversal is a little lower quality than we're used to seeing with like a 2-for-1 kind of card at this. It's like 1.5 for 1, which isn't bad, but not amazing. I think we're going to keep this Sepulture Ghoul in here, since we have a few token creation cards, or maybe we only have the 1 token creation card. But I think this is good enough with the sacrifice ability that it makes blocks awkward for your opponent, and it's a 2-drop, so it can help us get some pressure on the opponent. These vampire spawn are not very aggressive, and I think they're going to be one of the cuts that we have here. I guess we need to, we're at 16 creatures, so we do need to cut a non-creature spell. So I'm thinking maybe the Thieves' Tools. What else do we have in non-creature? Hang on. How do I do this if I go, do I do this? I go, there we go. There's our creatures and non-creatures. So it looks like we have, we have quite a few good removal spells. And yes, I did learn that from the Travesty. If Travis watches this later, thank you. This is a good tool that I never knew how to do before. So it's very solid. I agree. So yeah, out of these, I think I actually like Thieves' Tools in this deck because we have so many. We have quite a few low drops. I guess it is quite expensive for what it does, but I am a little worried about our reach at the end of the game here. And maybe this zombie actually isn't as good in our deck since it just ventures into the dungeon when creatures die. Let's see here. So we need 3 cuts. Yeah, I'm going to keep Thieves' Tools in. I think I'm going to cut Fate's Reversal. And I'm going to cut the Zombie Ogre. I guess that's some value later in the game, the Zombie Ogre, to do the venturing, but I don't think it's really necessary. I guess we did just take out both of our value cards here, so maybe I should cut something else. Maybe I should cut something like actually this Precipitous Drop or the Spiked Pit Trap, hey? Spiked Pit Trap is 6 mana to deal 5 damage to something. That's a little inefficient, and I think we have better. Even Precipitous Drop can help us by making a larger creature small enough that we trade or can first strike it to death. So I think that's better than the 5 damage from the Pitfall Trap. And right now we're at 15 creatures and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removal spells, and I guess this doubles as a creature, so I'm pretty happy with this combination. But should we add anything over maybe like this Iron Golem? Yeah, I think I'm going to take out the Iron Golem and maybe put back in the Zombie Ogre. Like maybe later in the game this Zombie Ogre will venture a couple times and we'll get to we'll get some value out of like this Lost Mine and kind of get our way to finishing off our opponent. So let's try that. And I guess we have this at Swarming Goblins as well as some more goblin creation. So all right, and let's look at the mana base then before we start. And we're a little heavier on the red, but we do have some double blacks. We have a double black on the Vorpal Sword. And even triple black if we get that far down the list into the game at 8 mana. And we have the double on Grim Bounty and Zombie Ogre, but we do have quite a few more red cards. So maybe the auto land is right and we do need 9 mountains. We can't really cut a land in this deck. We can't go down a land at all. Don't think that's something we can do. And then I just want to take one last look here. Yeah, this should be okay. Let's try this. I am a little worried about how little card advantage we have in this, but this should be okay. An okay aggro deck or mid-range deck probably. And we can complete both these quests. So let's do this. Well, the first stab at Forgotten Realms, I have to say that draft felt like there was quite a few packs that had very weak to, subpar to very weak cards in it. I'm very surprised actually at the low quality of cards that we saw, especially at the 3 and 4 mana costs, or especially 4 mana costs. So we can keep this. We go first. We're really hoping to draw a land here. but let's keep it since we have a 2-drop, and if we draw another land, 3 and 4 drops as well. And let's see how aggressive this format is. I'm really curious if our opponent will be playing an aggressive deck or trying to do some... Oh, so they're trying to do the dice rolling deck, it looks like, which is pretty interesting. I didn't think that there were that many good dice rolling cards, but or the payoffs are pretty weak on their own. But let's see here. So our opponent won't block. We could have pumped our Battlecry Goblin, which is why we did that. But we'll just play out the 3-drop here, drain him for 2, and continue our aggressive draw. So yeah, the red and blue deck is a dice rolling deck. There's a lot of payoffs to say whenever you roll a dice, you do X or Y. I don't think this Brazen Dwarf is very good, honestly. Dealing 1 damage every time, like pinging somebody for 1, is not really an amazing effect on for rolling a dice. And a 1/3 for 2 isn't really where you want to be, I don't think, in many formats. So we didn't have a treasure for this Jaded Sellsword, so he's just a 4/3 vanilla creature, which is not amazing. We could have made a treasure with Grim Bounty and then given it haste, but it's not worth it to kill something like this Brazen Dwarf. I'd rather use it here on the Ogre. And we're going to get a Goblin out of our Battlecry Goblin, although we can't really, they're just going to block with a Brazen Dwarf, but I think we do kill this Hoarding Ogre. This might be a little early actually to use a removal spell so aggressively, but I like the fact that it'll put pressure on it'll put our opponent down to 8, I guess, and they'll block the Goblin. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Let's keep the pressure up. We'll attack with both of these guys and see if our opponent... Yeah, they're just going to block there. And I don't think it's worth it to pump our Goblin. I'd rather keep this treasure around for our Earth Cult Elemental. I think the Earth Cult Elemental, we'll have to see how good our dice rolling is here. They'll probably just sacrifice a land, but it's a big creature, that's for sure. Okay, now do we do the Earth Cult Elemental before combat? Probably not. It doesn't have haste. I think we'll just attack with the Battlecry Goblin and the Sellsword, and we'll get to pump our creature token as well if it gets blocked. Okay, interesting. So here I think I'm gonna pump our goblins a couple times and trade with the dwarf. I think that's a better play at this point. And now that we have the extra red out, let's drain them here for 2 with the vampire spawn. Nice. Okay, that feels pretty good. Yeah, okay. Nice. So our opponent kind of, they stumbled a little bit there, not being able to block very well with that 1/3, and I think that was kind of their downfall. But yeah, it was definitely, thank you, Grego. It was definitely not a it seems more like traditional Magic in this that last game. More like the trading and attacking and single target removal, not like Strixhaven where you were trying to learn and lesson and work your way up in value. Ooh, and we get to use our Vorpal sword in this game, which is going to be pretty cool. All right, we're going to keep this. We're pretty aggressive here, and we have a good 2/3 curve and a Vorpal sword. So let's hope our opponent is trying to do some slower stuff, and we can just roll them over. Okay, Cleric class. So whenever they gain life, they gain an additional life. That doesn't seem very good. But the second level of this, whenever they gain life, they get to put a 1/1 counter on a creature. I think that's pretty decent. And the format is slow enough. A card like this will actually be worth it, I think. But you know, it takes a while to get going, and yeah. See how it goes, and I guess they can gain an extra 1 from their paladin, but that's not nothing really crazy. Do I want to attack here? Let's see. The Vorpal Sword doesn't really help us out at all. I think I'm going to keep the Battlecry Goblin around, and maybe we can... Well, actually, you know, the 1/1s are pretty bad against a 2/2 lifelink. So maybe this is worth the trade now. No, let's keep it around. I still think I like this Battlecry Goblin quite a bit. So I might live to regret that with the lifelinker here, but... Alright, so here I think I'm going to equip Vorpal Sword onto the Vampire Spawn and attack with it and see if they double block and we can blow them out with Dragonfire, but or not. And I think I want to use the Dragon's Fire here on the Steadfast Paladin. I'm just worried that they're going to have a pump spell or something next turn, so... Yeah, I'm gonna use this. So they could level up their cleric class, but I'd be kind of happy if they do that. It gives us a pretty good chance to attack here. Okay. So they're gonna send in their guy. Ooh, and we have our Grim Wanderer here. This makes me really want to attack with the Goblin. So they're going to definitely block something here, and we're going to get a chance to cast our Grim Wanderer. And I'm going to pump the Goblin too. So we get a Goblin token, we get to trade with their Flyer, and we get to play Grim Wanderer. That's pretty sweet. That's some value right there. What is this guy? Moonblessed Cleric. Okay, so he gets to search for an enchantment card. Oh, interesting that he searched for another Cleric class. That is quite... Yeah, I don't know why our opponent did that, really. They don't really need a second one. Well, anyway, let's not spend too much time debating that. I think we're going to continue to be aggressive here, Sharon, and I wonder if I'm actually gonna I don't want to switch the Vorpal Sword over yet, but I am going to attack with both of our creatures here. They can only block one very profitably, and they might have some kind of a combat trick here, but we get to play a 5-drop with Trample, and when it has Trample and Death Touch, it's going to be really difficult for our opponent to deal with. So, okay, so our opponent dealing with 2 of our creatures, but we get to play out our Trampler. Yeah, this searching for a Cleric class did not make sense there, especially since it goes onto the top of your library. Ooh, and that's a nice draw. So we're going to Precipitous drop their Steadfast Paladin here. And we get to equip our... and we're going to... Ooh, we get to Venture. I didn't even see that. Okay, we're going to go into... I think we're going to go into the Tomb of Annihilation so we can make people lose life. Let's do that. Interesting. I've never had to do that before. And we're going to equip the Vorpal Sword and swing in, and that should be gamed. Nice. Cool. So, I guess our deck, at least, is fast enough that those class cards are not making a big impact on the other side of the field yet. kind of too bad for that opponent that they didn't ever quite get to stabilize there, but very happy for us, that's for sure. Okay. So our hand this time, this is where Grim Wanderer isn't as good. It looks like a 2-drop, but it's not. And we won't get a chance to play it until turn, 4 or so. I still think we keep this. This is, a standard Magic the Gathering hand, which seems to go fine so far. So let's keep this, even though we're on the draw. Ooh, this guy's going fast. He's got the need for speed here. I don't think these Boots of Speed are, I was going to say, very good outside of the equipment deck, but this Armory Veteran seems really good. So as long as he's equipped, you get to give him Menace. And with cheap equipment like this, you can have a Menace 2-drop real fast. So we're going to hope that we can get down 2 creatures or a creature and then get to Magic Missile something here. Okay, so yeah, they are going hard on the equipment, and we are going to get bashed in the face. We didn't draw the second red for our Magic Missile, so let's play a Vampire Spawn here and try and stabilize. I guess the good news about having Vampire Spawn in this deck is it actually gains us a little bit of life in this kind of a situation. But it doesn't block when it's dead, so... Okay, in this case I'm going to play out a 2-drop. I'm going to play out the Battlecry Goblin. I think it's fine to do this and then try and do the Grim Wanderer when we inevitably lose our guy. Man, but that first strike over there is pretty brutal. And I think I have to block... Yeah, this is the aggro plan, yeah. Huh. We're really hoping for a red this next turn. If we get a red and get to 2 for 1 our opponent, that's pretty solid. I think, though, that do we take 1 less, or do we let this guy have Menace if he gets another equipment? No, I think we gotta block this Dwarf Hold guy. Brutal. Okay, well, we get to flash out our Grim Wanderer. And we didn't get the other red here, so it's not great for us, but... and now that Menace is really not looking good for us. Oh yeah, I know, Sharon. I really wish I could play Magic Missile. That last turn would have been great if we could have killed both the creatures. Uh-oh. Okay, so they didn't... Okay, that's okay for us. And now we have the Magic Missile. Oh man, okay. So we could be okay here, people. I think we got a Magic Missile. I don't think it's worth it to play the 2 creatures out. Although maybe... Yeah, they don't have a pump spell, clearly, because they didn't attack last turn. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we got a Magic Missile. There's no way around it. So we're going to choose... I think the Armory Veteran, because the Menace is pretty scary right now. And one of these Hobgoblin Captains. And just have to hope that our opponent doesn't have something. which I thought for sure they didn't have anything. No attacks yet, but we venture. Okay, I can't remember what all these do. So we could gain a life. Okay, we can scry. Okay, we don't want to each lose a life. So, and gaining a life, scrying, and going into the Twisted Caverns. Well, maybe that's okay. I think the life might actually be worth it here. Let's go into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage and gain a life. That way, even if they get rid of both our creatures somehow, we live a Hobgoblin attack. Oh! We're gonna get Magic Missile. Well, I'm glad we got rid of the Menace creature, but... Okay, now I feel a little better about our situation. Let's play out the Valor Singer, and I'm going to keep up this Dragon's Fire for a bit. Don't think we can attack yet, still a little too scared of our life total right now. Okay, but I think now we can start attacking with the Valor Singer here. And we'll play out another Hobgoblin, or a Hobgoblin. Our opponent has played 2. Now we're going to play R2, hopefully. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. Our opponent might try something here now that they... No, didn't try anything. Okay. Alright, let's play out a land. I don't think there's any reason to hold on to lands in this right now, in this format. And let's keep attacking with the Valor Singer. Alright, so we'll trade here and play out another Hobgoblin and get to venture. So let's start scrying. Okay, and another removal spell, which I think will be pretty good against our opponent. So let's keep that. And I think we can still only attack with one creature right now, since we're pretty scared of the Boots of Speed. Even though we have 2 removal spells. Oh, interesting. The Blink Dog. Okay, we're gonna Burning Hands this Blink Dog here. No reason to let him have that. It's not a very good card, this Blink Dog. Oh, nice. And our opponent just thinks that they can't win. I was going to say this Blink Dog, this is not a very good card in my opinion. I don't know why people are playing this. I realize that it has double strike for the equipment deck, but the phasing out doesn't really, it doesn't feel very good. It feels very inefficient, and 3 mana for a 1/1 double strike doesn't seem good. Well, thank you guys, I appreciate that. Let's that was a real close one. We barely got out of that one alive. But we're 3-0, so let's keep it rolling. That red-white equipment, I know they only had 1 equipment spell that game, but that was pretty scary. Ooh, the Wizard. Okay, so our hand is a little slow compared to what this deck can have. Thieves' Tools does give us a treasure token, so we get to Swarming Goblins a turn earlier. But we are on the draw. Let's keep it. I think we'll draw into something. And we have a removal spell. I think we're okay. And now we have a 2-drop. We're fine. So what does this guy do? Oh, this is another mana sink. Later in the game, he gets to pay 6 to either draw a card or look at 3 cards and take one. I don't think this is anything amazing, but having 1 in a blue and green deck seems good. From what I saw, blue and green seems to be the most like unstructured color, which often happens, but it just seems like it's a value ramp color. That's it. And I mean that's fine, but it's definitely not anything to write home about. So right now we have a 2/3 and a 2/1 staring at us. The goblin doesn't attack very well into those guys, so I think here I'm going to play the Thieves' Tools and then also play the Hobgoblin Captain. I don't think it's worth ramping into our swarming goblins any faster. I think we want to get out some creatures here and then potentially get our guy first striking his way through our opponent's creatures. No, okay. So they're gonna kill our guy and attack with vigilance. Oh, and there's the dice rolling animation. We finally get to see that. Okay, and this guy can gain 1, 2, or 5 life when it attacks. That's kind of neat. We're not in a great spot right now. We can't really win the race of attacking, but yeah, I don't really know what else to do. Let's attack here. We do have Burning Hands that we can use. I don't really like using it on their 2-drop, but... Oh my, what is this? A Froghemoth. Deals combat damage to a player. Exile that many cards from their graveyard. 1/1 counter for each creature exiled this way. You gain 1 life for each non-creature card. Wow. Well, good thing we have Burning Hands, which can deal 6 damage to a green creature. So this is pretty good for us, actually. We're going to deal 6 and our opponent's going to be pretty sad. But we're going to take 4 and they're going to gain 1. We're not really winning this race by any means. Okay, our turn to roll some dice. Opponent. See how many we get. Oh, 18. We get two tokens. That's not bad. And our Battlecry Goblin can pump these if we get another couple red. Greg, man, that is something else. You are something else. So, okay, what is this? This is another rare that I haven't read. Can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. And gets to venture into the dungeon every time it deals combat damage to a player. That's not bad, actually. We can't really attack very well with anything but these 2 guys, so that's what we're going to do. And we do get to make a goblin, which is just going to get eaten up. So I guess, actually, yeah, no, we can attack with everybody here. Yeah, let's attack with everybody. We get to make a goblin, which kind of negates this block that they have. So that's fine. No tricks? Maybe our opponent has a trick? Okay, so nothing from our opponent. And now we get to play 2 creatures here, which is pretty solid. I'm going to play this guy first in case our opponent had a counter spell and they were going to use it, but they don't. Yeah, Sharon, I mean, you gotta start putting some more nice thoughts in the chat, not bashing your husband who's playing Magic, hey? I guess I shouldn't tell the people who are gonna watch this later, all like 0 of them, that you're watching me and you're my my wife, hey? Famous bard. Okay, so this is interesting. Our opponent is attacking with the Sylvan Shepherd, and I'm going to block with our ghoul. I think it's okay to do this and sacrifice a goblin. This seems like a decent trade to try and force on our opponent. I don't know if they have something... Okay, so they have a bounce spell. But still, that was, you know, it forced our opponent to do something there. Yeah, this card's solid. 3/3 flyer, scrying. Oh, and once again we are short on red mana. Not the greatest. And our goblin can't attack very well either. So let's just attack with oops, don't want to do that. Let's just attack with these two goblins and see what our opponent blocks. Alright. Okay, not the worst. Let's just do that. And we'll replay this ghoul. So our opponent still wants to attack in game life. This card has done wonders for our opponent. Getting a bunch of life and preventing our attacks over and over again has been pretty solid for him. Or her, for the wizard. Ooh, okay. And we're gonna lose our guy, but we still block, so that's fine. Still no double red. Not my favorite thing to say, but we're just gonna attack. Actually, I think let's attack with all three of our guys here. We'll get a token which we can sacrifice to the Sepulcher Ghoul. Is it Sepulcher? Whatever it is. Sepulcher? I think this is decent. They don't have the best blocks. Alright, so let's sacrifice this goblin. Pool chair? Sepulcher. 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 I don't know, it just sounds wrong. Okay, so our opponent drew a few too many lands there at the end, and we did get there. Nice. Not bad. Alright, 4-0. Look at us, we're cruising here. We're hardly an hour into this stream, and we're 4-0. Some days we go an hour and we've only played one match. If that doesn't tell you about the speed of this deck or this format, I don't know what does. Okay, so this is an interesting hand, and I think we're going to keep it, but we have to play Thieves' Tool first to get a token, treasure token, in order to play our 2-drops. I think that's still fine. I don't know why. Don't we have more red than black in this deck too? I don't know why we're drawing so many swamps. Oh yeah, draft 2 is going to be bonkers. So our opponent playing Forsworn Paladin. So this card, you can make treasure tokens, or you can get +2/+0. Well, target creature can get +2/+0 and get a Death Touch if you use a treasure to cast it. It's not a bad card for a 1-drop. Ooh, and a Lightfoot Rogue. So our opponent is really putting down some aggressive cards here. I think we're going to have to kill something and venture. I think we got to get rid of this Forsworn Paladin. The Lightfoot Rogue is good. It gains Death Touch when it attacks, but it's not as good as a blocker. So I think we're going to get rid of the Paladin here before it gets out of hand. And we're going to venture. And I think we're going to end up going into the Lost Mine this time. This is the one I think we'll do most often. You get a scry, then a token, a counter, and drawing a card. I think that's a good sequence. So, okay, and there is a 3-drop we can play, but I really want to get a mountain here. So I'm going to ship that away. Alright, some Death Touch. Ooh, a Soul Knife Spy. So this I really like this card. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card, and it's already a 3/2 for 3. It's not bad. We did receive a mountain like we asked, but now I'm wondering if we should just Grim Bounty this Soul Knife Spy so it doesn't get out of hand. We could play 2 creatures is the other thing, and use our treasure token, but actually that might be the better play here. I just don't want to have to use this removal spell so early and have our opponent drop a crazy bomb on us later. So let's do that. I'm going to play up the 2 goblins. Our opponent does also seem a little strapped for mana. So what is this? Whenever it attacks, it gains Death Touch until the end of the turn. And it drains us for 2. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, so we're going to block this. I think it's going to be with the Battle Cry Goblin here. Well, this Goblin gains us some good value. Well, let's get rid of this one, the Hobgoblin, yeah. Yeah, Grego, I think you're right. I think the Battle Cry has been good enough for us. But now we're kind of in a tough spot. Now we're in a spot where we can't really do a whole lot. We're going to have to block this next turn if we do, if they play, if they just equip this. Like, that's enough damage that we can't race it. So maybe we just kill our opponent's creature. Let's do that, and we'll get a token so we'll still have Magic Missile up. Definitely feels a little lackluster, but wasn't feeling good there about trading anything. Yeah, I don't know, Greg. We have 9 of them and 8 swamps. We can't seem to catch a break there. All right. So the Hired Hexblade, they're gonna give it Death Touch and start doing this gain 2, lose 2 thing. So let's play out the whatever guy. What do you want to call this? Sepulcher? Ghoul? Safe Ghoul Chair? Sepulcher. And let's keep our Battle Cry Goblin around, I think. Hopefully, maybe they'll play something with 1 toughness and we'll get to Magic Missile 2 things. That'd be nice. Ooh, okay, and they have the rare land, the rare black one. So this guy, it becomes a 3/3 with, whenever it attacks, you exile a card from their graveyard. Oh, okay. So not amazing, but good enough. All right, they're gonna drain us, or try and drain us out here. Let's block. Don't mind this. Oh, it did say Menace on there? Yeah, you're right. It does have Menace. Okay, that's a little better. Good stuff. Let's keep attacking here. And I'm going to play this Earth Cult Elemental. This is really nice to play here because even if they only sacrifice 1 permanent, we'll get 1 of their lands, and that's really good because they want a lot of lands for this Hive Eye thing. Sepulcher. It's not how it's spelled. I don't know. I don't believe you, Sharon. Sorry. Alright. Let's keep attacking. This deck likes attacking. Did you guys look this up? How to pronounce it? You seem like very certain about what's going on. Nice, and we hit this twice now to get 2 goblins. It's pretty good. Sadly, we still can't find another mountain. The only reason we've been able to play stuff this game is our treasure tokens off of Grim Bounty and the Thieves' Tools. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, man, double gobos. I'm excited too. You don't have to tell me. I'm getting excited, Grego. But we really want another red, like even for pumping this Battlecry Goblin. Okay, so let's see. How is our opponent going to block? If we attack with everything, they can block the 6-6 with the 6-5, the 4-3 with the 4-5, but we can pump it, and then we'll have a couple goblins go through. I think that's worth it, actually. If they just block the 6-6, we'll deal 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they have to block 2 things, so I'm okay with that. Let's do that. Yeah, that's how they have to block, I think, here. So this is great. Look at this. Get to deal them 9. Cool. 9 damage, Grego, yeah. Wow, this Battlecry Goblin, I'm very glad you told me not to get rid of this. That's, this card has impressed. Especially with the Thieves' Tools, hey? The Thieves' Tools has been also a good addition. Of course we had fun in that match. What are you talking about, Wizards? We won. He's like a legacy goblin. I don't know about that, but could be. Do you think he would go into legacy goblins right now, or even like a modern goblins, or is he's still probably a little too slow, isn't he? Or a little too like non-combo-y. Oh, how could I forget the commonly played standard goblin stack? I forgot about that. Well, when you make it, you'll have to stream it so that we can see what that deck list would look like. I'd be very interested. So I wrote down and on a sticky note all the different color combinations and what their main abilities are, because I couldn't remember them all. I'm so used to having 5 from Strixhaven, but now there's 10. So I thought I'd write it all down, and it hasn't done me too bad so far, but okay, so we're on the play, and we do have 2 good removal spells. I think we can keep this against Mr. Bubbles here. Oh, I forgot about the double mountain. That is an auto keep, you're right. We have all the red we'll need. No, this is a Mr. Bubbles. It says Mr. Bubbles. I don't know why you're trying to, disagree with me on this. Oh, come on, play a 2 toughness creature. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So I think I'm going to take 1 here. This 1 drop, while it is like pretty, it's okay. I want to wait until I have a target for a magic missile to go with it. And I don't think it's worth playing Burning Hands on it yet. Let's make them work a little harder. Are you sure, Sharon? Mr. Bubbles is down in bronze or copper or whatever the hell it is. It's not copper. Wood. One of those things. Have I ever been there? No, I haven't. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. Ooh. What do they have for 1 mana that they're going to play? Oh man. Jeez, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we should have waited. Huh. Well, that was a little rough. I underestimated our bronze opponent, but hexproof. What's the hexproof? He didn't have hexproof. He got we got ambushed on the road. He got a stand and fight and got +1/+3. I don't know that there is a hexproof card in this format. Is there? Oh, maybe there is. I don't know. Okay, we can't trade our goblin, can we? Our goblin's been so good. No, let's take 2. I like taking 2 here. And let's swing in. We don't want to trade our goblin. And we're going to play this gigantic 7/3, who's not been too bad so far, but I'm just waiting for this guy to be just blown out by, like, this turn. This guy could play that 3 mana removal. Oh no, I guess not quite yet, but ooh, so inspiring, this bard. Gaining some life and putting a counter. All right. Okay, and attacking. Interesting. Do we block? I don't think we block. No blocks. Stupid lane card. No, I don't think there's any removal for him specifically, Grego. I was thinking of the Hunt the Weak style card, but it gives +1/+0 only if you have treasure, not any other time. So I kind of missed that. I think though here, I think we get a little aggressive now. Well, maybe not too aggressive. I'm going to remove the 1 blocker. And let's make a token and pump here. This is fairly aggressive, hey? I mean, it does put our opponent in a tough spot, but I didn't want to use Grim Bounty there, I don't think. Oh man, listen to that. That's an in, if I've ever heard an in. Okay, so our opponent gonna get a big flying monk here. And go up to 12. That's not bad. Okay. That is, that's big. Alright, and we have 6 mana, 7 mana once we play this. So we can do both of these, which is nice. Let's see, what's our biggest damage we can do? So if we remove the Pegasus and attack with all 3, they can block the 2 damage here and take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we get to play this as well, or we can just pump them. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's do that. Oh, we only get to pump once, so hang on, let's redo this math. So they could block 3, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can only deal 11 that way, and then we die. So that's not the best. I think we attack with just these 2 guys, actually. Because we can't pump and play the vampire spawn. So yeah, I think we gotta just do this. And they can, what does this do? Return target card, creature card with, ooh. Oh, they can return any creature card. Oh no, we're screwed actually. Shoot, they're gonna return the Pegasus and make their Monk of the Open Hand fly. Shit. Oh no. Well, let's see if they know that. Shoot, that is too bad. We should have killed the Monk of the Open Hand in hindsight. I did not realize that. I thought this said something. I thought this said converted mana cost 3, not level 3. So That's too bad. Well, I guess that's a good mistake to make early in the format. Okay? Shoot. We could have definitely killed that monk of the open hand and done better. Oh, hey there, Travis. We are currently 5-1. We just lost our first game, and the format seems pretty much back to regular Magic is what I'd say. It does feel kind of like a core set, which this is supposed to replace in a way. But that last game too, we probably could have won if I had played a little differently or thought a little differently about it. I thought the third part of that cleric class returned a different card than it did. So we got flown over by some Pegasi, and our life total went to 0, sadly. There were some people talking on Reddit about how life gain didn't seem to have that many triggers or that many good cards, but actually we've seen quite a few in the last few games. There's like the 2/3 vigilance that gains you life when it attacks, and stuff like that have been pretty good against us. We're a pretty aggressive black and red deck. Yeah, green and white is the life gain deck, supposedly. Okay, so I think we keep this because we have Magic Missile. We don't have a swamp. We've been really missing out on our land lately. We've had a ton of games where we only had black, and then now we're going to have a game where I'm sure we're only going to have red, but such is Magic. Travis, did you get to play any of the set today? I feel like you were chomping at the bit to play. Alright, well. Oh, nice. That's good. Oh, are you streaming? Okay, well, if I finish this early enough, I'll come and watch your stream. Rather than doing a double draft, I think I'd rather do that on the first night of the set. Okay, so right now we do have the option of playing the goblins and blocking. I think that's okay. I don't think we're going to get better value out of these guys. Actually, it's just 2 damage. Let's take 2 damage here. Ooh, I did not see this when we were drafting. This seems really good. It's a 5-mana 4/4 trample that draws you a card. That seems great. Okay, I am going to play this out for the 2/1/1s after all. And we still don't have black mana, which is something I'm going to bitch about a lot, I think. Let's just play our 4/3, which is not very good right now, and we're just going to have to sit back here for a second. Bird Bear. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think that not us particularly, Travis. I've never befriended a goblin, but I bet you some people have. Some people are more talkative and like to interact with those NPCs. They're not all evil right off the bat. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this is not great for us. I don't. I think I actually block here. Well, hang on. No blocks. I'm gonna take it. We definitely need something here to work through these creatures, but I don't know what. Well, this is pretty shitty that we don't get to draw any black mana ever. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. Yeah, let's pass. This goblin with the 2 tokens is actually not bad here for our blocks, but we could have missiled Greg, but I think the pumping of the goblins and double blocking stuff might be better. We could get blown out here for sure. There's definitely a possibility, but oh, fuck off. Oh, they have their own magic missile. Well, yeah, that really does nothing for us. Alright, well, let's block here. Chump. Yeah, I don't think there's much we can do at this point. Oh, great. And we don't even draw a swamp. Okay, well, that's lost 2 after a 5-0 start. That's too bad. But yeah, not much we could do there. I find it's really too bad. Like we have such shitty. No, we couldn't have lived a turn there, Greg. They could have equipped we could have equipped the whatever ranger's bow onto the trampler, and then we would have been taking 6. So, no, Travis, don't leave. Even if I lose, I like to have some viewers. You know, this whole thing is about the viewers, not about me. And I mean, I need somebody to. You're not drinking? Oh. Oh, you're not driving. Sorry, my bad. I need somebody to tell me how to play, you know. This school bus is careening towards the ditch at the moment. Somebody needs to grab the wheel or shake the driver awake or something. Okay, everybody, let's shake it off. Shake it off. We can do this. We can get there. Okay, so we can keep this. This is not a bad hand for sure. And we have, look at this, we have both colors of mana. It is amazing. Let's see if we can make this into something. Oh, double evolving wilds. Interesting. Nice. Ooh. And we got our rare equipment here too. Let's see if we can make this Vorpal sword do some work here with the Hobgoblin Captain. Maybe we can make the Hobgoblin Captain have first strike and death touch. That'd be pretty cool. What is this? Whenever you roll a dice, 1 or more dice, create a 1/1 fairy token. Oh, wow. Thanks, Travis. Good luck on your stream as well. Okay, I think I'm gonna attack here. This seems pretty scary with creating the tokens every turn. So let's attack. Okay, they don't want to block. But I think here, instead of killing it, I think I'm gonna play out this other Hobgoblin. And hopefully they don't have, you know, okay, so they do actually they just get to bounce this. So I am actually going to put this on top. I'll take that. That's fine. Okay, and now I think I've seen enough now. I think I'm going to magic missile here. Yeah, let's get rid of these two. I've seen enough of this token creator. So our opponent has I like this wizard class card. You get to divination on turn 2, and then you get, level 2, and then on level 3 after 5 mana you get to put 1/1 counters on your creature every turn. That's pretty solid. I think this is really good in a controlling deck in this format, or it will be really good. And so here I think we're just gonna start with our aggressive beats, and our opponent didn't draw land off of their divination, so they're in a little bit of trouble here. I think. They could have a magic missile themselves, actually, and just blow us out, but... No, they don't. Alright, we're back on track. Well, that was much more like a game we thought we'd play. Although I guess our opponent did get kind of mana screwed. That's not fair. So, okay, this is it. This is the last game of this draft, regardless, win or lose. And then I think I am going to go watch the Daily Travesty here, Greg. So, let's see if we can do the 7 wins, and that's a good enough start to the format for me, I think. I find you can learn more sometimes by watching before you actually play too. So I look forward to watching almost as much. God, another hand where we don't have the right mana. Are we going to keep this? I don't know. I don't... well, I guess if we draw any land, we can play this. Oh, it's not the best. I'm going to mulligan. I think we got a mulligan here. Yeah. Okay, this is a better 6. Let's get rid of our super expensive guy. And... No, Travis. You do not have to keep that hand. I like to mulligan if it's on the fringes, I think. But... could be wrong. Okay, our opponent playing green, which is interesting here. We have Burning Hands, which has already kind of blown out one of our opponents with the 6 damage to a green creature. It got to deal with one of their bonkers bomb cards. So we don't want to just run this Burning Hands out on just any old creature. I think leaving this around for one of their bigger creatures is definitely the right play. So let's start getting some stuff on the battlefield here. We also have a few ways to venture here with the zombie and precipitous drop. So hopefully we'll get some value and go a little longer, because it looks like our opponent is quite slow and have some value, and we don't have that fast of a start right now. So we're going to have to try and balance this out, and hopefully we'll get enough value before they can value us out with something like Dungeon Map here. Okay, so our opponent making us block. Huh, it's not the worst trick ever, Compelled Duel. It's not really a trick, I guess, but when you have Death Touch guys, it works out pretty well, hey? Alright, now I'm going to use our treasure for the extra black mana. I don't think it's worth it to use it for the Jaded Sellsword and attack for, 4 first strike. Ooh, and we get countered there too. Jeez. Okay. So our opponent playing a much slower venture into the dungeon deck here. Where are they venturing? I don't think we could have burned then, Grego. How do I see? Oh, they did Lost Mine. Here it is. This is it. Oh, Sharon Burnson. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so they're doing the Lost Mine, which I think is the most common one that people will do. So they're going to likely get a 1/1 counter next turn and then draw a card, which is pretty solid for a set of 4 triggers. So, all right, this Vampire Spawn blocks just as well as this Jaded Sellsword. I think we're going to play the Jaded Sellsword so we can maybe start attacking and use up all our mana. I realize we could, equip the Thieves' Tools to the Vampire Spawn, but I don't think we're there yet. I do like this, that it's adventuring only as a sorcery. That makes things like this extra counter not as scary. Alright, so I'm not going to block. What does this guy do? Oh man, so much Death Touch and Venturing. Okay, well, I think we're actually gonna kill this Venture guy instead, and we might end up blocking the Underdark Basilisk anyway. And we're gonna go into the Lost Mine of Phandelver as well. I think that's probably the best one right off the bat. So. So our opponent definitely has the edge with Dungeon Map here. They can do the Lost Mine over and over again and get a lot of value. So yeah, we're gonna have to find a way to break parity here. Yeah, I think, man, am I gonna block this thing? I think I'm gonna block it. It doesn't feel very good, but ooh, okay. Well, Owlbear is really nice here. We do get to kill it, I think, which we're gonna do here at the end of the turn, but still, we're at quite a disadvantage right now, I think. I think this is the first slow game that we've played in this draft, hey? This deck does seem pretty good though for being a slow deck. This Dungeon Map is really doing work for our opponent. Okay, so our 7-3 doesn't work very well against their 1-2 there. Oh, well, we're just going to get it countered anyway. Okay. Jeez. Multiple Bar the Gates. I'm surprised our opponent's playing 2 of those. And they're playing 3 colors. It looks like they're splashing Bar the Gate. Like this one island is the only way they have to cast it so far. I'm very surprised. And now they're going into the Mad Mage. See, I think this one is the best one if you have a way to scry repeatedly or a way to complete multiple dungeons. The bottom one of this, the Mad Wizard's Lair, where you get to draw 3 cards and cast one of them for free, is insane. That seems like a really good thing to do with your mana, that's for sure. Alright, so I'm just going to keep attacking. I don't know if I think I am going to Magic Missile here, since we have Grim Bounty in hand, and this 1-2 Death Touch can actually be quite a pain later, so. And we've gotten really lucky ourselves not drawing a bunch of lands. Like, I'm pretty sure we're just going to draw some lands here over and over again. Oh man. Yeah, and they're just going to get to this end of the Mad Mage really quick. And if we destroy their creature, we also help them get there. They're going to venture further. Scry 2 right away. Oh man. This is kind of rough. I think we just pass. We can't even attack because of that trigger last turn. Where's our artifact removal, eh? Ooh, kind of this is definitely a really good card for our opponent right now. This Dungeon Map is killing us. I was really hoping that we wouldn't run into a deck like this that could stabilize and then control the game. Okay, well, we have a dragon. We have 2 removal spells, which is okay. I still think our opponent is just gonna value us out right now, but Yeah, we're it's not even worth it to. I gotta kill something, I think, so this guy doesn't get 1/1 counters. But let's kill the Clattering Skeleton. It does put them one turn closer to finishing the Mad Mage, but oh really, Greg? It doesn't have the right overlay, hey? So to everyone who's watching who had any questions about venturing into the dungeon, this is apparently what you want to do. You want to be black and green with Bar the Gate as a splash. Yeah, this is awesome. He gets to play both of the cards he does, and then he's going to scry 3 and then draw 3. Jeez. Okay, and we are not going to attack. Our opponent has this Reaper's Talisman, which we kind of have to block in a way. Oh man, this is really scary. We're going to get to see him play the Mad Wizard's Lair next turn. I think in order for us, do we still have that 6-drop at the bottom of our deck? Oh, we do. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to get out of this one, guys. We might just end up 6-2 in this draft. Alright, well, we're going to block and trade here. Maybe our opponent can deck himself? No, that's way too much wishful thinking. Come on, 3 tokens. Oh, look at that! Nat 20! We got 3 goblins! Yeah, this equipment does seem very, very good, the Reaper's Talisman. But our opponent just drew 3 cards, and they get to play their 9 mana 10/10 with Ward 10. What the hell? How do they play the, how do they, that's pretty crazy. That's insane. I don't think there's a better card they could have gotten off the off of that Mad Wizard's Lair. That is nuts. And we can't even target it because it has Ward 10. There's literally nothing we can do there. Yeah, we're gonna die is right. Let's see what we draw just to get, you know, one more turn out of this game, but holy crap. Yeah, 3 on the third one we die with the chump blocks. I guess we can kill them with Grim Bounty, but this thing is also going to deal us 2 every turn. Man, this dungeon map has completely ruined us. I'm going to look to draft this pretty highly, I think, next time I see it. I think it's pretty good value, but also this is the kind of deck I would like to play, is kind of this more dirtily good deck, good stuff deck. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot we can do, so we're just going to do everything we can. Let's kill the Gnoll Hunter. Let's play a Hobgoblin. Let's attack with one of these guys so we can block with the other one. A second-hand bus. Wait, does that mean my Twitch stream was used previously? Is that what you're saying? Oh no, it gets to fight something too. Oh my god. This is so insane. This card is nuts. I never really noticed this. This 9 mana card is crazy. I've never seen that before. Or I didn't look it up in the set thing. Yeah, you're right, Greg. It needs Death Touch for sure. Tarrasque? Tarrasque. Alright. Okay, we're dead. Let's concede. Well, thank you guys for watching. That was pretty solid. I thought we did pretty good. That last game was nuts, and I think if we had a decent draw against that deck, or if we got our Death Touch equipment, we might have actually been okay. you know, even in that last turn, if we got the death touch equipment, I would have, or not the last turn, but 2 turns earlier, this would have made us we would have been in a much better situation. I really like this card actually now that I've played it. This Warple Sword is very solid. So, well, okay, thanks everybody. Thank you for riding on the MTG school bus. And we took some noobs to school, but we still got taken to school 3 times. Still twice as many wins. That's pretty good to start for the format. Thanks for joining me for the first draft of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, and we'll see you guys next week.